Alright, hi everyone. Today we're gonna start our opening 3 episodes. So today I'm gonna teach you guys two openings. We're gonna do the London and the Caro Kann today. So here we have the London system. For the London, we typically see my fault. With the London, typically see this opening where the white gets a massive pawn, like pawn structure, very good development of pieces. So we start off with bishop here. So main things for white are that. Main things for black are knight here. So then we have this like standard development moves. Or we can even do this. This is even better. E3, bishop here. C3, E6, knight BD2, bishop here. Usually, that's a blunder. So usually, if we go back, after you play here, you don't want to put your bishop, so the best option after knight here, you always have to be worried about this. So you can even play knight c3 as an option. But the main idea is, you have to always develop your right square bishop before the black's right square bishop enters. So usually, when it comes to this opening, white will always have to play here like this, and then they will get the development, and then this stops bishop f5. But they will still go like bishop here. That's why you have to play knight bd2. And this is all part of the London system. And then sometimes, even in the London system, you can even play b3. This might be a little bit weird, but the whole point is that you cuddle your bishop to here after black castle. So black will castle, and then you play here. And then you get ready to castle the next move. So that's the basics of the London system. Usually, after here, what I strongly recommend is here, after here, knight here. Make the whole thing with the London system is to always develop your right square bishop before that right square bishop comes in. Sometimes there's a variation in the London system called the Caro system. That is where you play d4, d5, knight here. And you voluntarily block in your own bishop. And after both sides castle, and they play like a normal development move, like you want to do the same b3 here, set up like in the Caro system. But the good thing about this is, like, if black wants to fianchetto, you can fianchetto. And also sometimes here, the reason why sometimes, like, the reason why c3 is really important is because it stops right here. So the reason why you should stop here is like, for example, you play some move, like I said, b3 or something. Like let's say, instead of this, you play c4. I can just ignore, like, you can develop, trade, right here. Once this comes, you have to do that. And then, what else you can do is at this night, then you have to kick it. Like and then instead, another variant is instead of the bishop coming, they can put b6. So after you take, develop, keep your bishop. Always want to keep the bishop on this diagonal. Because sometimes, yeah, let's say you don't, and let's say you want to keep your bishop on this diagonal. For example, black can contest it. Like here. And this bishop is going to be in a less active square. This bishop is going to be a monster. So you have to always be worried about these type of lines. So another thing in the London system is if you cannot go here, better use this trade. And then you focus on completing the setup, except you have a queen now instead of a bishop. So it might be a little bit better. Right, and usually in the London you want to cut the queen side. Another thing to notice is after this here, if without contest in the London, this is not like you can play this, like for example, like you can play this, but it's like not really ideal because you don't want to in the London. You don't want to have these double pawns. Even though you can start pushing like that, for example, the queen can come in the game. Yeah, like the queen can come in the game. Even though you get like expansion like here. Like black can easily close this. And your bishop is like completely useless. In the London, this bishop is very important. So, that's why if you do here, you do that. Because you know that after you castle, right here, black will don't take, because even if I castles kingside, like for example if you take, this rook becomes really active. And like you have constant pressure. On the a7, you can just play this. Wait, no. You can even prepare it by going, like, for example, if black plays, like, want to stack his own attack, for example, he's gonna be, like, falling, like, a little short. because you can just ignore him like that, for example, and that knight has to move, and then you can just play like this. Like you can make any real threat, like even this. That's even sufficient. Because the next move you're gonna do is like this, and after here, you're gonna probably take, like move your rook. He has to move back here, and he has to move, and the attack is gonna get like much stronger, even though you attack like a knight or something. So that's why the London is quite important. Well, wait for black first to counter the London is, for many London players, display this. And like this like counters the London system hard because you really want to take that bishop. You're okay with that. Even though you get like double pawns, like I'm talking in black's perspective, you get whites in double pawns. You can go after them. So you have to go like 9 here. You can even push a5. And after you just watch the knight, like they get ready to castle. Like if they castle, these double pawns are like easy for black to take out. So yeah, I think the main point against the London system is to always bring the bishop out. Like you always need to keep an eye on that. And if they still try, like the whole point of the London is to avoid these bishops from getting too powerful. Like this. Like then you have to force like this. You can even trade. Like you can even do this and it'll be fine. Like black is actually better in this position. I'm pretty sure it's 60 blah. White is a little bit better still. But like when it gets like now black is better, so when the London they transpose into the Queen's Gambit line, that's kinda bad. And yeah. And in this position black is actually better. So that's the gist of the London. Let's go over like a couple games. So this is the first game where I actually played the London. My opponent did this instead. So which is not a fine, which is a fine move, good development move. But I capitalized by this. So now the queen defends you. And I'm ready to play bishop here, like traditional London. I deviated a little bit from the London. From here instead of here. So I continue the London system opening, except knight goes here instead of here. Not bad. Preferable is this. But still, white's better. So I actually took, because since like my thought process I think was whenever this happens, like he can just like do this and like castle. So yeah. So that was my thought process. So if we go back to here, I wanted to take, which I was like how this week, these are weak G pawns. I castled king side. That's not ideal. I should have played like rook queen here and castled. No, I should have played instead of here. I should have played here, castle queen side. That's what should have happened. Instead I castle king side. He wants to do a pawn break here. That's his goal. Yes, and I allow him. So what I was gonna do, take, take, take. So far all trades, I'm in a better position due to my development, castle king. This king is still in the center of the board. So far all good. Castles. I get a temple of the night. So far all good. Threatening me, but not really. Remove the defender, take, and you take. Which and these happens in the game. So overall, good play by both sides. That's how London happens. And that, yeah. Next game is here. So this is another game where I faced. This time I faced a London. So my whole process was you play the bishop here, so you can stop that. So this is traditional getting ready to castle. He instead went, instead of here, he went here. I castle, so now I can just move the knight. I think right now from here, this position, I think he was being like so focused on one idea, so I just took. So now I'm in a better position. I move my knight because I want to close the c file. I don't feel like trading, so that's why. His knight could have been stayed there. I think he wanted. I didn't know why he wanted to go back with the knight. I gained the outpost from my knight. He gobbled a pawn. Gobbled another pawn. My bishop was hanging here. The thing with g6 is... Yeah, I think the thing with g6 is that... That's the problem. It weakens the vice versa. Even though... I get a free tempo here. Like, I don't want this bishop being here all the time. So, that's why I just like moved the bishop back. He went in aggro. I just tempoed. Took a free knight. Attacked. Attacked. Here. He couldn't take. Otherwise he loses queen. So. Notice that I have a light square bishop. And it's all because light squares are on the screen. His king is really weak. So my plan is to move here to here. And what I do. So that was my plan. I don't know why he did this. He could have easily took. But in the end, I tried here. Threatening mate here. And in this position, my opponent resigned the game. So best case scenario is for him to do this. I take. He has to give up some materials. So we're not going to talk about that. But the London got refuted by this in the opening. The important part here is I stopped him from developing his bishop to a more decent square. I said I'm gonna go too aggressive here, which caused him to prove a little dirty. Alright, let's go to the third game of the London. I versus the London again, going for traditional Kikita. A lot of people want to go for like, what, knight c3. I haven't seen a lot of people going for knight bd2. I think it's more of a preference. His plan is to go here, so I just stop it entirely. And a lot of people do go with this. I do, since this is more powerful for me. Yeah. So, a castle, I think, no. I attack his bishop. Even though I got double pawns, I quickly got rid of it through the use of that. I castled. I don't know why he did not take. I think he wants to go full on to the attack. No, this proved to him to not be good. In this position, he should have just took. His whole idea with this is for me to take. For him to take. And then I have to move my bishop back, and then he gets to open a file for his rook. But like, I didn't have to take, I could have just moved back. And I just submitted my bishop there. Queen takes, we're going for a queen trade. I win the pawn there. So we traded everything, and I'm up a whole piece right now. I'm kind of understanding, like, his whole point with his pawn pushes and pawn storm. 2 pawn storm. He was so eager to attack. And I was able to trade and run away. In this position, I just did this. Opening the bishop's connection to here. And in this position, my opponent resigned the game. So, the London can get refuted, has been, and has been good also. The whole point to take away for the London is when you develop, like if we go back, I mean, you know, it'd be annoying with that sound. Okay, when you develop, aim to lessen the bishop power. These bishops are really powerful in the London, so if they can get refuted, like what I did here, causing him to go here, so that's how the London should be played, and should be refuted as well. So now, we have learned the London. Next, we can go on to the Caro Kann. The Caro Kann defense. So, the Caro Kann defense is after e4, backwards, c6, g4, g5. Alright. So now we can go to the advanced variation. The advanced variation is here. And for black, you do not want to play c6 here. I mean e6 here. E6, the whole point with the Caro Kann is to free up that bishop. A lot of people will go here. In most cases, black wants to trade bishops. and then play e6. So the whole point here is maintain a very solid pawn structure throughout the board and make your lights make your dark with bishop free through these dark squares. So that's how you play the Caro Kann. Another variation of the Caro Kann is the classical variation with this, and then you can just here. So this is the typical exchange variation, even though it seems good for white. Like, you can play this. This is the classical variation. So that's the classical variation, preventing this bishop from going in. If you play here, you get a free tempo. Like, it's not that bad for white or black. So this is totally doable. So you instead of after here and here, if you go back, you can even push this off the castles. You can even do this. Or instead of that, even better, that once you develop e6, queen e2, if you're gonna push it, be mindful of that. And this. So this is like one of the lines that can occur. Keep it solid. Okay, here, this is a little bit scary for white. Reason being, your king is here. So you can go here. Cannot take, so that's also good. If you even want to do this, you can even be met with that. So if you save this, you're gonna with that, the queen cannot defend this and defend that. So what do you have to do? Yeah, black is completely winning after. If you play this, black is completely winning. A sneaky way. There's no really sneaky way. So here, you have to either give up this knight or give up this bishop. Or give up your queen. So you can so that's an option. So after here and here, you do not do this. What you should do in this position is rook c1. Not really. You can play more like a puzzle. The way you can continue this is that. Defend this, defend, attack, put pressure on this, but then you'll be met. Like, this will lead to a trade if you want to really trade. we take away the isolated C pawn. So all good for white. All this is like better for black. So far that's like one of the lines you can play. And like you can, that's actually gonna be wonder. So you guys get the idea on how to play the Caro Kann. So another way to play the Caro Kann after here, and right, and instead after here and here and here, you can play what is known as a tall variation. If black does absolutely nothing and goes by his plan of like letting the tiger out of the cage, meaning this is a cage, this is a tiger. This is gonna be a good puzzle for all of you guys. How do you win a piece as white? Gonna give you guys a couple more seconds. To everybody who found this, congratulations. That is correct. This is the reason why. After here, guys, if you touch this, you go here, and then you win a piece. That's why best is to play h5. This stops this with this, and you free up the square. That's why after the tall variation, a lot of people go like this. Or, and they couldn't even trade, and you'll be fine. And you have excellent development as white. Yeah, that is actually not a good move. Because you can switch. And you cannot take. Eval bar. So eval bar says mate in one, and the correct answer is this. So that's why you can't take. That's why after this position you put e6. Then after here, then you put, and then after you castle, and then you get ready to castle. That's why with the Caro Kann you gotta be a little bit wary with the tall variation. So after you go here, a lot of this common applies here. Sometimes you won't even see this. Even though black is actually losing this, I actually prefer this to be like that. Then you can free up the knight and draw castle. Castle, and yeah. White is a little bit better here. like for that for example. But it's nothing like too serious because then like after you play like rook 81, yeah, Ibaba goes flying. So yeah, so black has chances in this game, for example. So yeah, so this is an equal position. Gotta find moves like here, preparing c4. Like if one over here, like it's not terrible. Like that was a terrible move, being that. And you can even do that. Alpha Queen Trade, you don't even care. Like your position is just that better. Since you're not getting that king into the game, you have this rook. So that's like one of those lines where the Caro Kann can be useful. So that's why I would like prefer here. And then we bought castle, a3, bishop goes back. Even though the Ibaba says like white significantly better, it's not like too serious. Like you can go here, and that just wins. So after you go here, you have to go like somewhere like palm break. So Rock can get destroyed if he plays this. I found like some success like this, and like I found a game like this castle. Like I got my bishop there. I castled. They played here, and like I went all in. And they were like here. I went all in. Like that, for example. Even though the white actually is better in this position, but they didn't find here. They just went like that. So white is a little bit better if only like certain rules are met. Like but when you do this, support it. And if you're okay with the bishop going, okay. Some players don't. So they would actually like go here, takes. And like you can't really take. So yeah. So that's basically the Caro Kann. And the Caro Kann, you're okay with trading bishops. Make sure you continue with the development. Sometimes you will see opposite side castling. Like that, for example, it's an equals game. Provide to give me one. Like that, for example. This is an equals game. So let's get into the games that I played. And let's see the Caro Kann in the actual game. Alright, here's a bullet game. Whatever's the Caro Kann. Okay, if you could have takes. Then play. The thing is, luck is ahead of development. Even though in the Caro Kann, after here, you should play like bishop here and then move the knight. Like for example, like that would have been, that's not good for white either, or black either. So first you have to play here and then have to develop. So white is better in the right here in the position, but that's how it should have been played. But instead, in the actual game, this is what happens. Okay, this is a very good move by my opponent. He understands that if you play like a wheel move, for example, e6 is winning. E6 is straight out winning. The reason being is this. Like if you play like here, like I think e6 is straight out winning. Like if like knight be here. Yeah, you can even go here. And if they like that's, and this knight is not going anywhere. So that's a very good thing. That's an option. Or you can even go like this. Here, here. And like this knight's like not allowing them to go anywhere. And that's actually mate. So how it should be done is after here. So they can't actually like move the knight. Let's say if they move the knight here. That's actually not bad. Takes. Black is better, but I think just to avoid all this mess, like over here and all, I think the safest way to play that was e6. So that's a good move by my opponent. Continuing development. I wonder what this knight was. I think he's gonna reroute it here. To take my bishop probably here. So I think that's what he was trying to do. Yeah. Pawn chain. But my king is on that's the wrong side of the board. But if he places like bishop here and then bishop is monsters. But this pawn is making this bishop being like not good, so you have to come to this diagonal, which is not gonna be easy. I wonder what this move was. Like I've seen people like centralizing your queen, but not just centralizing your bishop. Okay, I could have taken, but it's okay. He needs very big development, so I think that's why he did that. That's just, that's a discovery check by the bishop. And that's actually checkmate. As the pawn covers here, and the queen slices, bishop slices, pawn covers this square. So, it was a bullet game, understandably, but both were in like time trouble, so good plays all around. like he's my next opponent. But I employ the Caro Kann. This is the exchange variation. We're gonna easily go into like the, what is it called? The Patravish. What? The thing is, it's not really a Patravish, you can't say, because it's a Queen's pawn. So that's what happens. Develops pieces. I do. I don't know why I couldn't do that, but it's okay. My plan idea with this is to push, and break open the queen. And like I put this stealthy move here, threatening for either here, not here, but like right here. I think it's a knight the other way is here. So yeah, it worked out in the end. Not a best showing by both sides, but like it's a bullet game. So let's transition into like a weapon game or a blitz game. Blitz is more of my style. So let's see, I employ the Caro Kann against my opponent. A lot of people like to play this knight move. I don't understand why, but they're transposed. So here's my thought process. In the Caro Kann, you really want to develop your bishop. This bishop is stopping me from doing so. So we divert and make the bishop lose a tempo after being developed. So far, all going good. I just want to centralize my queen. Give him development moves. Yeah, and now my opponent resigned. I think it's the best case scenario is move queen here, takes. So overall, this was I think one of my best Caro Kann games. If you have any suggestions about how to play these type of openings, like for example, the London system with E4, like for the Caro Kann, for example, like this opening. I think like a lot of people like these openings, from what I heard. This is actually the sneeze out variation. It's not terrible, but in this position, best case is this, or even best case is this. Because if you taking is actually not bad, but like you will be on the defense the whole game. This stops there, save the first for this, and then it makes you go to even more passive stage. You're okay with them taking. So even though you get like your bishop out, this is actually better for white. Reason being, you just are not doing so well. Reason being, you have constant pressure here. The knight cannot defend, so you have to put like rooks. It's like in order for it to be more of a better attack, you can even like do this. And like, yeah. And you have to play something like this. So after like this. But I think the best case is like what? I think the best case in this position is after rook d over here is rook f5. So then after here, you have to give up your queen. Better is that. But like, this is still cruising for white. You can even do this. Even better this. Get that counter check. You can even do this. And it's totally fine. Like that, for example. So that was the Caro Kann. So as a quick review, we have the London system. So this is a typical London setup. So this is the London system, as we talked about. But like in this position, just to make it clear, after white castle, this is better for black. Reason being, you can just push and go for an attack. So that's why in the London, after here, preferably after here, best is to cast a queen side. So this is how you play the London system. And before we end, let's review the Caro Kann. Go here, c6, d4, d5, e5. Tiger at the cage. This is the normal variation. Then you have even the tall variation, where he has to play h5. But h5 like lose this square, so you can just play like after here. This has been vacated, and yeah, you can put either your bishop or the knight on this way. This pawn does a great job of doing that. So that's why I think best is doing this. So even after he goes here, here, and you can even go here. Even though white gets significant expansion on the king's side, his king is pretty weak. So yeah. So this is also, oh my god, my fault. One way to play this. So that's a tall variation. Remember, if your opponent does this, think of it as an immediate blunder and just go after the bishop. So that's the advanced variation of the tall. The tall variation of the advanced Caro Kann. Then you have the exchange variation. Like with the 4 knights. Bishop comes out. Here you can play here. This is pinned. That would just lose a piece. So we have to lose this castle. After this trades. and then just move it. Even though you give back. So after you could probably just like trade here and just like move back and like trade everything. But the key thing about here is why can I take? The easy thing is you can just go here. I know like if we do this, so the reason being is after here and here, castles is in Swiss, and then if you can just take. No. You have to take, look here, push up, and then you take. So in the end, the bishop is hanging. So what you gotta do is castle, trade, and then you be busy trading everything. And you reach this position. Equal position for white and black. Both sides can be played. So that's the Caro Kann. That's the London defense. That's the Caro Kann defense. That's the London system. Thank you guys all for watching. And I hope you guys learned something today. We're gonna be continuing with opening knowledge, continuing with this bot speedruns, and the road to 1500. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.